Alright, it's October the 19th, 2023. It's already getting cold in the basement. This is going to be the most updated tour of my toolbox. Alright, it's a Blue Point, which is the economy line of Snap-on. Bought it in 1999. It is about 24 years old. Still looks like brand new. The paint is still flawless on it. The only real difference between it and the Snap-on box is it's got a cheaper lock, cheaper wheels, and the drawer latches are friction. Alright, I'm only going to go over what's in the drawers that are related to guns. So I got my 3 Mitutoyo gauges. I got some Hornady reloading tools, telescoping gauge, some ammo comparators, and a couple of armorer's wrenches, and I also got a spot open for something coming from 2 Unique. And then I got the suppressor alignment rods, 30 caliber and the 5.56. All right, zoom out. Next drawer, I got my 2 torque wrenches. This one for carrier keys and this one for barrel nuts. Got the 3-prong flash hider tool, a couple of Ford control design tools. Tool for removing A2 flash hiders, and then a very long Snap-on 1/2-inch drive breaker bar. The best castle nut wrench going by far. Alright, zoom on out. And here I have my various can gauges with a strip Colt carry handle and the parts for the carry handle, some screw checkers, and some Allen wrenches. Right. And here we get into the meat of it. I got all my punches, more punches, trigger gauge, a Wheeler upper receiver block, which is very useful for lining rails to the upper receiver, some tools for doing front sight posts, A2 pins, drill and ring, gas tube wrench, the very rare and sought after Schuster concentricity gauges that are no longer available, K&S hammer cage, some tools for dimpling, some spare parts. Let's see, this is a Spikes tactical upper receiver block, which I like using, set for barrel work or muzzle device work. This stuff is for Glocks. This is my Geisley reaction rod I use for rails and sights. My recent addition, the 2 Unique barreling spud. Let's see, Mark Brown Customs gas tube gauge, a barrel nut alignment gauge, bev block, various other blocks, a sight pusher for Glocks, the Geisley reaction block, and the big green jig. What a wonderful tool. Some bolt tools, and a few various other things. The quarters I use for opening the back of my micrometer for where the battery goes in. Note the big green jig. Next drawer. Oh no, another big green jig and the law folding adapter. See, test long, Picatinny rail gauge, strap wrench, vise block, a setup for measuring the difference between headspace gauges, another hammer, some no, this is Michigans, and then all my go, no go. My specs, if you can see them, are for new parts, not worn. The best handguard tool ever made. It uses rubber fuel line so it doesn't shear off like that vinyl does on the rest of them. Chrome bolt carrier group, magnetic tip screwdriver. Let's see, another block. This is feed ramp. This is various other things like broken shell extractors, rivet tool. And then we got my 11-piece headspace gauges, and then the 308s and the 300 blackout. And then I got my 3-bore gauges. I use different specs than everyone else. I use just 3 gauges, go, no go, and field, for testing new parts. And then we got the throat and muzzle erosion gauge. Alright. Let's see here. In the bottom drawer, I think I have nothing for guns, except maybe the scale to weigh guns and parts. Rest of this stuff is for motorcycle and fuel injection. See, in this drawer, I've got a Glock 19X and a Glock 19, brand new. Never had a chance to fire them yet. Two brand new, two very vintage Vietnam M16 bayonets that are actually labeled Coke. One of them was given to me as a gift by Curtis DeBoard of U.S. Ordnance. Let's see some instructions on making some pliers. Full set of 1 to 60 drill bit gauges. Alright, this is good for USGI barrel nut circlip removal. Of course, you got to have Nippics. Oh yeah, this is good stuff right here. Man, this stuff works really good. And then some needle nose pliers. Let me back up. This works really good when you don't need it. Let's see, various screwdrivers. My custom-made disconnector spring installation tool. This big snap-on brass punch, which I bought about 20 years ago and have never used. Maybe give that a try one day. See, in here, I don't really think I have much for guns, except the backup for my computer. I keep 2 copies of my computer. All of these crimping tools are for motorcycle wiring harnesses. When I used to build race bikes, kind of similar to this beauty sitting on this airlift. And see, we got over here on the tool cart, got one of my pistols. Let's see, over here, we got a few things over here. We got a few magazines. We got a spare set of Bessies and another vice block. And this, some more magazines. And some spare aluminum black and some spare coil and some spare Loctite, some spare tubes. And that, well, I got my gauge over here for my buffer springs. Well, we'll go over here real quick. Got my demagnetizer here, and I got another set of metric and fractional Allen wrenches. I have to keep all this stuff covered to keep the bug shit off all of it. All right, that is my toolbox. And it's warming up in here finally.